Chinoiserie is the Western interpretation of East Asian design, characterized by detailed landscapes, pagodas, florals, and mythic creatures. Ralph Lauren, meanwhile, channels American sophistication, inspired by old-world aristocracy, equestrian culture, and timeless fashion. Fusing the two creates a cross-continental style, worldly, luxurious, and remarkably balanced. This home isn't just about aesthetics, it's about identity. The global gentleman is well-traveled, curious, and cultivated. His decor reflects his experiences, a blend of culture, history, and understated opulence. The walls whisper stories of both ancient dynasties and modern-day Manhattan. It's a sanctuary of heritage and taste. The color palette begins the story. Think indigo blues, lacquer reds, antique golds, and velvety blacks. These hues echo chinoiserie porcelain and silk, while Ralph Lauren's influence introduces leather browns, tweed grays, and crisp whites. Together, they create depth and richness with classic masculinity. A hand-painted chinoiserie wallpaper becomes the crown jewel of the space. Whether it's a garden scene with cranes or a misty mountain vista, this mural sets the tone. Ralph Lauren-style paneled wainscoting or molding grounds the drama, adding architectural discipline beneath the ornamental fantasy. Each piece of furniture feels curated, never mass-produced. Think carved mahogany armoires, Ming-style side tables, and wingback chairs upholstered in Ralph Lauren tartan. The blend of East Asian silhouettes with Western fabrics introduces visual interest and tactile sophistication. These are not just pieces, they are heirlooms in waiting. Fabrics make the room tactile and inviting. Silk damasks, linen chinoiserie prints, velvet drapes, and cashmere throws layer the space. Ralph Lauren's heritage plaids or houndstooth patterns in deep tones pair beautifully with embroidered Asian motifs. The tactile combination is sensual, stately, and storied. Chinoiserie is often asymmetrical and whimsical, while Ralph Lauren design is grounded in balance. The fusion works best when you maintain symmetry in layout, matching lamps, flanking chairs, balanced artwork, while allowing pattern and texture to tell the eclectic story. A global gentleman curates with intent. Blue and white porcelain vases sit beside vintage leather-bound books. A jade figurine rests atop an antique campaign chest. A Chinese folding screen complements a Ralph Lauren crystal decanter set. Each object feels personal, a trophy of cultural immersion. lighting adds warmth and dimension. Start with a crystal chandelier or brass lantern in the center. Add Ralph Lauren table lamps with silk shades. Then introduce the unexpected, perhaps a carved wooden lantern from Shanghai. Dimmer switches are key to adjusting ambience from formal to cozy. The floor is your foundational canvas. Dark-stained hardwood is ideal, classic and bold. Over it, lay layered rugs, a silk chinoiserie rug paired with a vintage Persian or a Ralph Lauren tartan throw rug. Texture underfoot completes the tactile experience of luxury. The gentleman's study is where books and artifacts converge. A bamboo motif bookshelf sits beside a worn leather club chair. Lacquer boxes hide correspondence. A framed kimono hangs above a Ralph Lauren writing desk. This room is part library, part temple, contemplative and distinguished. The dining room speaks of diplomatic banquets and intimate dinners. A round lacquered table with chinoiserie inlay sits under an antique chandelier. High-back chairs, upholstered in velvet, surround it. Tableware? Fine bone china with dragon motifs paired with RL's silver cutlery and crystal glassware. The home bar is a masculine statement. Imagine a black lacquer cabinet with brass inlay. Inside, crystal tumblers, Japanese whiskey, and a Ralph Lauren bar set. A framed ukiyo-e print hangs above. The bar reflects both ritual and rebellion, a place of fine taste and story sharing. Art is a key storyteller. Hang Chinese ink paintings alongside English hunting scenes. Mix lacquered fans with framed antique maps. Ralph Lauren's equestrian themes pair surprisingly well with Asian calligraphy, both express discipline, heritage, and grace in motion. In the living area, mix east and west. A low Chinese opium bed becomes a coffee table, surrounded by plush RL sofas. Throw in embroidered silk pillows, a fur throw, and bonsai centerpieces. It's an invitation to sink in, slow down, and sip something refined. Don't overlook olfactory design. Incense burners with sandalwood or jasmine evoke the East. Layer this with tobacco-scented candles or Ralph Lauren's signature home scents like the Manor or Velvet Woods. Scent becomes memory, emotion, and atmosphere without a single visible element. To avoid clashing, mix patterns mindfully. Let chinoiserie florals dominate one wall, Ralph Lauren paisleys a throw, and Greek keys or trellis borders line pillows. Use scale to prevent chaos, one large pattern, one medium, and one fine pattern per visual field. In the bedroom, serenity reigns. A canopy bed draped in silk with a Ralph Lauren quilt exudes luxury. Nightstands display celadon lamps, and a folding screen creates a quiet reading corner. Lighting stays low and soft. This is a room that whispers peace. The walk-in closet reflects the man's style. Expect cedar shelves, brass rails, and a chinoiserie painted ceiling. Ralph Lauren blazers hang beside mandarin collared jackets. A display of watches and silk pocket squares sits atop a vintage trunk. Form meets function with effortless flair. Windows are not just for light, they're framed with elegance. Heavy drapes in chinoiserie prints or embroidered silk pair with masculine Ralph Lauren tiebacks. Bamboo blinds underneath allow filtered sunlight. The window becomes both a view and a canvas. Even the outdoor space extends the theme. A patio with black lacquer benches, garden lanterns, and a Ralph Lauren outdoor dining set feels worldly. A koi pond or bonsai garden offers peace. Tea is served in porcelain cups, whiskey waits for nightfall. Gold leaf, brushed brass, and antique bronze elevate the space. Use them in lamp bases, picture frames, or furniture inlay. The East's affinity for gold combines naturally with Ralph Lauren's taste for metallic restraint. Shine is subtle but deliberate. This aesthetic isn't limited to one time period. Blend 18th century Chinese armoires with mid-century Ralph Lauren armchairs. Add a contemporary art piece in a classic lacquered frame. Time collapses when style is this curated and layered. Texture is visual storytelling. Think lacquered wood, raw silk, smooth leather, and handwoven linen. These surfaces ask to be touched. They reflect cultures that revere both craftsmanship and authenticity. It's not about shine, it's about feel. Even passageways matter. Line them with antique chinoiserie prints, Ralph Lauren sconces, and narrow console tables with dragon carvings. A long runner rug leads the eye. Hallways become more than connectors, they become galleries of expression. Create intentional solitude. A lacquered writing desk under a framed scroll, paired with a vintage leather armchair, becomes a space to write, read, or think. It honors the Eastern value of mindfulness and the Western ideal of the individual mind. Handcrafted items give the space soul. Whether it's a carved screen from Beijing or a bespoke Ralph Lauren armchair, the emphasis is on craftsmanship. Mass production has no place here. Each piece should feel made with intent and integrity. Change decor with the seasons. Swap silk cushions for wool in winter, add light cotton throws in summer. Use flowering branches like cherry blossom in spring and pine boughs in winter. A true gentleman's home evolves, subtly and thoughtfully. This home is designed for refined hosting. Tea in the garden, fireside port in winter, jazz playing on vintage speakers. The guest experiences luxury without pretense. Every detail, from coasters to conversation, is intentional and evocative. The global gentleman's home is more than a style, it's a worldview. It's about blending cultures with reverence, curating pieces with meaning, and designing a life that reflects sophistication and soul. Chinoiserie brings romance and mystery, while Ralph Lauren grounds it in legacy and refinement. This is home as a masterpiece, and you, the curator,